Blossom here again today. You know, I've been thinking about the employment outlook. Yes, the employment outlook. You know, there's all kinds of jobs out there that you can be wrong and still keep your job. I've thought about there's meteorologists, archaeologists, psychologists, astrophysicists. They can all be wrong. All be wrong for years. Think about those astrophysicists. At one time, we had 9 planets, Pluto being the 9th. Now today they say Pluto's not a planet. Who got that wrong? And what happened to them with their job? Did they lose their job? I bet not. So if you want job security, maybe an astrophysicist, archaeologist. They don't know what happened. You go down to the Anasazi Indians in the southwest part of Colorado. They don't know why they left that place, but they have a lot of speculation. And a lot of people have been employed making speculations. Speaking of speculations, that's kind of a fortune-telling thing. Now, there's the real fortune tellers, you know, the kind that at the carnival or down at the fair in the little booths. Some of them have little shops, little houses along the highway. Do we care if they tell us the truth? No, we don't believe them in the first place. So they keep their job, and I'm sure even if they don't get enough fortune tellers, they're smart, enterprising people. They just go into some other line of business predicting the future, and they got job security. But you know, there's a lot of people that are fortune tellers predicting the future that have nothing to do with the fortune tellers that we find lots of fun. And I'm talking about people like economists. Think about that. Think about the economists. They have all kinds of things to say after the fact. But do they tell you what you should do before the fact? Speculation, speculation. They don't get fired. They're predicting the future, and nobody believes that anybody can predict the future accurately, so they get to keep their job. Archaeologists, psychologists, meteorologists, astrophysicists, fortune tellers, economists. That's 6 jobs. 6 jobs already that we thought of in just a few minutes. It might provide some job security because it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, you get to keep your job. But my plan is for you to get the best education you can so that you can be the boss, so that you have some control over who gets hired and who gets fired, and hopefully you don't fire yourself. Now, let's see, what else? Oh, predicting the future. What about your stockbroker? What about your investment banker? They're all predicting the future. They're predicting that they can get you to invest your money in their stock that they recommend, that they don't know, and they tell you right up front that they are not going to guarantee that the past history of that stock is going to do any better than it has, or it may do worse. They make no guarantees, but yet we pay them and pay them to make investments for us. They're smart people, aren't they? Let's see. What else can we do that we get to keep our job and be wrong? I can't think of anything else right now. Oh! How about the actuaries who figure out the insurance stuff? They're predicting the future too. They probably can be wrong some of the time and keep their job. Maybe not like an archaeologist or a meteorologist. Meteorologists are probably the best people to be wrong and still be credible. We seem to listen to the weather every day regardless of how accurate it is. We keep hoping they'll get more accurate. Meteorologists. You know something? And those meteorologists, I'm thinking about the government now, the ones that work for the military, the meteorologists. We ever think about what all those weather cycle satellites were doing when they didn't have to focus on the weather? How many weather satellites just helped us go into Libya? Do you suppose weather satellites were there helping predict the weather? Oh, I bet they predicted the weather. Yeah, they sure did. They probably predicted a few other things too. That's interesting. Weather satellites. That's probably a good job to get into. There's probably a lot more for those weather satellites to be doing than weather, watching clouds. Well, I've digressed. We were talking about jobs with security. You know, somebody else who probably can not be very good at their job and keep their job. You ever think about the guy who comes around and sprays the spiders and the bugs in your house? You know, he sprays them. It's always been a he. There's probably some she's out there too. They spray your bugs. They want to spray your bugs almost every month in the South. Maybe they didn't do such a good job the first time. But we have him back. Oh, and what about the lawn guy? He seems to be wanting to come more and more and more. You know, it used to be a couple times a year. Now they want to come 8 times in my neighborhood. 8 times. What can that lawn be doing that it needs 8 visits in a year? And it's really not in a year. Well, it is kind of a year because there's the pre-emergent, then there's the pre-emergent, then there's the pre-emergent with the fertilizer, and then there's the fertilizer, and then there's more dandelion stuff. And then don't forget about the bagworms in your bushes and shrubs, and that's a whole different guy who comes. There we got 2 guys. Oh, yes. I would say lawn care and shrub care. They got a good thing going. And what about the satellite TV people? No, they have job security because we're always getting more and more satellites. And even though they offer you 170,000 stations, there's only about 4 that we watch. They got a good deal too. Oh, I better get off. Let's just pretend that this is a public service for you. Thinking about all the people and all the jobs. If you're looking for a career change, think about the career changes that keep you coming back over and over, whether you do a good job or not. That's a secure place to be. And how much education, if you're going to have to get an education for it, get the most you possibly can so you can be the boss. And then work, invest your money, trust your own instincts to invest your money so that when it comes retirement time, you have money to retire on. That's for sure, because insurance. Oh, insurance agents. They must have a secure job because absolutely. I swear we pay more and more for all of our insurance than we do anything else. So don't forget the insurance. Consider insurance as an employment opportunity too. But you know, I better get going. I'm going to be meeting a friend. Oh my goodness sakes. I need to get myself ready because I'm hungry. Talk to you later, y'all. You have a good time. You know, I've been listening to music, so, you know, I think that I could probably turn that music back on and turn it up loud. How about that? There. That's a good music. I do believe that person has some job security because he absolutely has. Oh, I forgot where I was at. He absolutely has good songs. You know who he is? Eric Clapton. Y'all have a good time. I'm going down there. Adios, everybody. See y'all later.